Royalty Beauty Brands is a female, Black-owned beauty company with all of your cosmetic needs in mind. Right now, we offer hair extensions, eyelash extensions, and our flagship product, Yumbella Lip Glam. Coming soon to add to our product line will be promo merchandise, lip oil, lip scrub, beard oil, body butter, body soap, and makeup, to name a few. Every product is vegan friendly and carefully made with the consumer in mind. Check out our Royalty Beauty Brand social media and go to our website to sign up for our exclusive mailing list for discount codes and to place an order. Don't forget to leave us some feedback. Royalty Beauty Brands. We see the beauty in you. Welcome to House of the Princess, where we're 50% righteous, 50% ratchet. I have opened the doors to the house, honey, and we are doing part 2 of our review today of Legendary. But before we get into it, I need you to stop. And I do mean stop because I'm not going to go forward. I need you to stop. I need you to look down and press the subscribe button for me. It is very, very, very important. I need your subscription, excuse me, for playing with my hair. I need you to see me too. And I need to see you. Press the subscribe button for me because I need your assistance to get in the algorithms. And also I need your likes. Take a second to do that for me in exchange for me giving you this wonderful review. And if you would like to hear other content from me and know when I'm going live and uploading content, press the notification bell. And YouTube should tell you all the time, or at least most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I know I trust that you've done it. And I know you want to hear this good tea and review of the show Legendary. So as in the words of Mother Tammy, let's get into it, okay? This week's episode, which is episode 6, is the classic, fantastic money ball. So this ball is different and structured differently from all the other balls. First of all, there is no elimination this week. So everybody has the comfort of knowing that they will get another chance to come back next week. After that, the challenge this week is floor work. So we want to see your floor work and your tiptoes and your spins and your slides, everything across the floor. Now, because this is a money ball and there is no elimination, all of the scores are secretly tallied. So the judges just write it on a piece of paper. Oops, did y'all see that? They write it on a sheet of paper and they keep it moving. So the scores are tallied and it helps to let them know who's going to win the final amount of money, which is $15,000. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. So first up is the House of Miyake Mugler. Now they are at the bottom last week, so of course they get to go first this week. They came with the concept of Rainbow Bright. Everybody's doing toys, by the way. That's what classic fantastic means. They're doing like toys of some sort. So they did the Rainbow Bright colored doll. And I love the concept. It was really great. It took me back to my childhood. I never had a Rainbow Bright doll, but I had the next best thing, the generic version. Honey, we all had something, okay? And we wanted to be Punky Brewster. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you too young, just go look it up, okay? Go on the Peacock channel. They got a new Punky Brewster out right now. But go watch the old ones, okay? The original Punky Brewster. And it was like she was the human Rainbow Bright doll when it came out. Now, I did like with them. They were very subtle with their floor work. It was soft. It was in there. It wasn't like, okay, let's jump down to the floor and do stuff. Like when Diego, I believe, when he came in, he slid across the floor and he just popped up like he was there. So I like the way they integrated the floor work and it wasn't obvious like, look, we finna do some floor work. And most of their routine was on the floor. I think they did a great job with it, did a great job with choreography. I love the storyline. They went from the kids coming out, which everybody was in color, rainbow, toy color, whatever they were. And it started with sunshine, like the Care Bears almost. So everybody had a color, it had a storyline all the way to the end. They even brought a villain in, and then they overpowered the villain with their love of color and sunshiny and great attitudes type of situation. Costumes were good, everything was well thought out, and they changed the energy of the judges thinking that they had poor attitudes. They changed their thoughts on them. It was very uplifting and funny, and it showed a different side of the group, which was really, really good. Next up, we have the House of Garçons. They gave us like a Transformers-ish type of vibe. They were a motorcycle, and every person had an intricate part into being this motorcycle, which I thought was a great idea. It was great. The costumes were colorful. It just wasn't over the top. It was nothing that just had me going. When you talk about doing transformations and transformers, you really want to see like that, and it just didn't do it for me. It was different, but the dancing was a little bit too soft, and it just wasn't over. It just wasn't. Next, we have the House of Balenciaga. They are still short a member this week as well, but they still pulled it out as best as they could. They were paper dolls. They were blue paper dolls, and Mother Shannon was a Barbie type of paper doll, and the house, they were Kens. They were little Ken dolls. Um, Shannon did a little bit more work this week, and she was called out for it last week. So you can see that there was a little bit more effort in her routine and her movement and dancing. It was funny. She almost ran over her children in this Barbie car. I don't know if she was struggling to get in or if that was done on purpose, but anyway it goes, it was funny. Okay. I like the costume, and like it was really a paper doll a costume. I don't know if children play with paper dolls now. The front of it, you really literally had a costume in the front and nothing really in the back, and so they served that in the whole costume. So that was a really good detail. Notice the detail with that. Next, we have House of Tishi. They did Toy Soldiers. This was one of my favorite of the night. Stanley featured, did a lot of floor work and little break dancing or whatever. They came out very strong. They had a strong march, a strong look. They had the best floor work out of everybody as well. And it just had me engaged in the routine the whole time. The green was popping, and green can look really dead. It can look like a gray or a brown, but the materials that they use and the textures that they use, along with the face paint and just the hair, everything, the textures and the layers were great, and it really, really popped. And I was surprised that they had green popping like that. But honey, they took me to the Emerald City if I've ever been there. So the performance was great. The look was great. The judges alluded to some of them were going to give them tens, but they couldn't say that. But if they did, they really, really deserved it. I can say that they deserved it. The House of Orichi. They were puppets, marionettes. That's always a good choice when you're doing dolls. Those are like the originator of dolls. I love how the puppet masters stayed in character, and of course, that was the house mother. The way she twist and turn them, the choreography, as far as the connection for the two, was really great. I like that everybody did the floor work together. It was more synchronized. It was more of one unit. So that was different. But the judges, they weren't fully enthused. They weren't into it. But everybody agreed that the costumes were great. The hair, the looks were great. They stayed in character all the way to the end. I guess it was just something that was just kind of missing just a little bit from them. And I think they could have took it to the next level. It's just it was something slightly missing that they should have done to really give it that wow factor. Now that ends round one. Then we go to round two. The second round is this week is European runway as a unit. So it had to be at least two people walking the runway. They had to be synchronized, which is hard, okay? It takes a lot of practice. Someone who walks the runway from time to time, you have to have the right partner to walk down and to be synchronized and to look good. So it happens. So kudos to them. Y'all know we have cool beverages up in here in the House of the Princess. If you don't, now you know. So this round was worth $5,000, tens or chops. So, you know, when it comes to runway, you had a few runway girls there in the judges box. So they were judging extra hard. Mugler, chop. Garçons, chopped. House of Balenciaga would have got tens, but they were immune to being chopped anyway. So they went to the next round. House of Tishi, tens. Orichi, tens. Now they had to do the showdown between the houses to get to the one to get the $5,000. House of Balenciaga versus Orichi. Balenciaga won. Now the challengers is House of Tishi versus Balenciaga. And Balenciaga pulled it on out. He was whipping that little wig, honey, with no shirt on, his paper doll shirt on, and some leggings. So he pulled it out, okay, and got that $5,000 for his house. Now we have a third challenge this week, and it's the duck walk challenge. It's worth $10,000. So everybody trying to get some money around here. So we first have House of Mugler doing the duck walk, honey. I done put a little salt and pepper with it, but you know what I'm doing. Only got a little bit of camera space. House of Mugler got tens. House of Garçon got tens. Balenciaga got chopped. I was shocked, y'all. Okay, I'm a little biased. But they got chopped, so it is what it is. He had a little ducky around his waist, and I think that might have hurt him, but I digress. House of Tishi, tens. House of Orichi, tens. So now we got four houses. Now we got to do a dance off to get to the one. So House of Orichi versus House of Tishi. House of Tishi won, okay? Then House of Tishi versus House of Garçon. Tishi won. House of Tishi versus House of Mugler. And Tishi won. And let me tell you, that is a very, 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 very deserved win, because duck walking on them thighs and them legs and them calves, and she was doing it in heels, honey. You know, to continue to do that back to back to back, round after round. You're talking about she duck walking for like 3 minutes straight. At least that's what we saw on camera. And I saw her cheat a little bit, but I don't blame her. That is a lot of duck walking, and that is hard on the body. That win was definitely deserved to the House of Tishi. So House of Tishi gets $10,000 for duck walking it on down all the way down to the bank, honey. So they needed that money and they got it. So now we've already given out $15,000. Now it's time for the grand prize. The grand prize is $15,000 for the entire house of who is the superior house for the week. In fifth place, it's Comment des Garçons. In fourth place is House of Nina Orichi. In third place, I forgot to tell you the scores. Okay, fifth place is 34 for Garçons. Fourth place is 39 for Orichi. Third place for the House of Miyake Mugler is 46. So they weren't that far off from the top. Now we come to second and first. And as they said, they came within a 1 point difference. So second place at 48 points goes to the House of Balenciaga. And first place goes to the House of Tishi with 49 points. And they won $5,000. I think they worked hard this week. I think they deserved that win. Um, but I'm afraid, House of Balenciaga is not going to be having it. So I look forward to see what they're going to do next week to challenge, excuse me, the rest of the houses to see they're going to put it up next level, because these last two shows, they've come down a notch. Even though I like this week's show, them being Superior House, they have come with some exceptional concepts. So I'm looking forward to see what they're coming with. And I'm becoming a fan of Tishi. Tishi has been coming with these concepts. They've been trying new things, and their dancing is on point. It's so clean. It's so concise. You can't deny them the ability that they have. So they come with it. So you have these two different houses that have different strong points, and those are the ones to be. I'm not saying the other houses don't have anything or have what it takes, but right now those are the two houses that, to me, are the ones to be, and their mothers are strong. And right after that, I'm not going to say Mother Stasha don't have it, but they're also a newer house. So we'll see what happens next week. I get excited every week when I see these shows. It does something for me because I love dance, and I just love the art of this show. So I need you guys to start talking back to me. Tell me what you think about these reviews. Maybe I'll go live. I'm thinking about trying to get some interviews possibly. So you let me know what you think about my video in the comments as well. If you came in the middle of this, or you're watching it after, again, stop and press the subscribe button. Stop and press the subscribe button. Stop and press the subscribe button. They said you have to tell a person 3 times for them to retain it. So that's in your mind to stop and press that subscribe button. Also, press the like button because you're already down there right next to it. Press that like button, and also press the notification bell so that you'll be let know whenever I'm posting videos or going live. I do love you all that are part of my family, my YouTube family, and my supporters. Continue to support. I do have new stuff coming out, new merchandise that's coming out. Look out for that. Follow me on social media and all my companies on social media. I look forward to seeing you guys this week. Again, this is Princess AP, and you have been in the House of the Princess. It's time for me to turn out the lights, and you have a good day. Mwah.